Number 18, Diamonds Are Forever. This is the last Sean Connery's James Bond film, officially. Not Never Say Never Again. And this one, the return of Blofeld. Except different actor, the guy that was basically in freaking You Only Live Twice. First appearance of Blofeld was not, he didn't reprise his role. An actor that was in this movie is now the new Blofeld. Apparently he has hair now and a whole bunch of other stuff and makeup and all that. So I guess in surgery just really did good for him. And this one, Blofeld's basically trying to get a whole bunch of diamonds to create a satellite. Basically to shut down like all technically world peace in a sense, but only if they give him enough money. The highest bidder gets to control the diamond. So it's a simple mission. But again, Blofeld, the actor Charles Gray that plays Blofeld, doesn't really do a great job of making Blofeld awesome. Sean Connery, he seems less and less like James Bond every single more he goes. And to me, this is not his worst Bond film. I think this is an okay film. Mostly because of the Bond girl, Tiffany Case, who's basically was helping James Bond smuggle the diamonds to snuggle. She basically was smuggling the diamonds for Blofeld and other stuff, and she's trying to win her case so she won't have to go to jail and all that stuff. So it's an interesting take. There are some funny moments. She is smart, silly, and sometimes she's helpful in a way. But overall, it's an okay film. Again, it's a 7 out of 10, but it's, like I said, compared to James Bond and all the franchise, this is a disappointment to Sean Connery. 7 out of 10 is number 18 on the list. Diamonds Are Forever. Yes, I know everyone. The Man with the Golden Gun. Another James Bond film. I don't hate this film. I actually enjoy it for the most part. I gave this a 7 out of 10. I don't hate this film. But what makes this film greater, what saved it from being crap, was two things. One, Roger Moore's excellent as James Bond as always, and Christopher Lee, who's a great supporting Bond villain, and Francisco Scaramanga, the Man with the Golden Gun. Now, there are a couple of complaints about this film that really bring it down. One, they focus a little bit too much on the James Bond girls, Mrs. Andrews and Mrs. Goodnight. Oh my god, the worst James Bond girls I've seen it together in a film. They bring this entire film down nearly. Again, James Bond villains are attracted to dumb-witted women. Thank God Francisco Scaramanga killed Mrs. Andrews, and I really wish they killed Mrs. Goodnight. There was no point in having her around. The main plot in this is that the Man with the Golden Gun with Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee's awesome. He just has one gun. The golden gun, bullet, that's it. He wants to kill James Bond because James Bond's one of the best killers. So it's like killer versus killer. I was loving this plot. Then it dragged on along with some Chinese stuff, and then it could have been so much better. Supporting villain Nick Nack is okay, but he wouldn't be memorable if he wasn't a midget. I like his role in this one. He's waiting for Scaramanga to die so he could get his fortune. But overall, I think they enjoyed Charles' company. I like this. I love Francis Scaramanga, who's played by Christopher Lee. He's one of my favorite He's one of my favorite James Bond villains. But other than that, this film wasn't great because they dragged on this film, and they really didn't focus. I really think it could have been better handled. Like, it's like a cat and mouse game between the best killer and best killer. But then it dragged on when they put the girls in there, Miss Andrews, Miss Goodnight. Then it went downhill for me. Overall, I don't hate this film. I actually could watch this film again, and I prefer this more than other James Bond films. But Man with the Golden Gun, I enjoy. I don't hate it. It's a 7 out of 10. 7 to 7.5 is okay. 7.5 to 8 is close to being good. This was just okay. I don't hate this film. Second out of James Bond. He got better than it was from that. He got some good points, but they focused again on stupid James Bond girls. So yeah, The Man with the Golden Gun. Sorry, people. I'm seriously so sorry for having Die Another Day not on the bottom list. Now, here's the thing. I enjoyed at the beginning, the first half of this movie was tremendously awesome. Then it got later on with the special effects and some bad acting by a couple of the actors. Here's the thing, though. Well, I don't hate this film. There was a new Q. I enjoyed the new Q. New Bond girls, and this was the 40th anniversary. Yes, the Halle Berry jumping out of the water seemed like Honey Rider and Dr. No was forced, but I think she did okay. Now, the main villain is called Colonel Moon or slash Gustav Graves. Basically, Colonel Moon is a Korean man who basically went to Harvard, studied world philosophy, and basically has anger management issues, and he basically is doing a lot of... He wants to unite Korea, North and South Korea into one, and have the world fear him. He's trying to become the ultimate leader of Korea and all the other nations. And this one, James Bond stops him, and he kills Colonel Moon at the beginning of this film. He infiltrates a place, he's get caught, and he turns the tides like always Bond does. And then Colonel Moon died, and then Colonel Moon's father captures James Bond, and he's locked in there for a good 7-8 months of torture. And throughout that time, when Bond gets out, Colonel Moon's father basically tells James Bond that someone's been helping my son, someone turned my son into this monster. So someone who's in the agency of James Bond has betrayed him and locked him in there for 7 months. Now that's an interesting twist. I love the movie throughout that. And I love it when it comes to Jinx, who's played by Halle Berry, who's an American agent, who's basically kind of like James Bond, and I kind of wanted her basically to be a little bit more tougher and not have crappy one-liners. And then James Bond goes through a whole bunch of stuff, and he meets Gustav Graves, who basically is the one who probably turned Colonel Moon. So, but in reality, Colonel Moon is actually Gustav Graves, which is terrible. Which is a terrible thing. He wants to control the sun. What I did not like about this film, for one, was the special effects that really brought it off. Also, was the suit that he had as a villain at the end. Stupid. I like the actor that played Colonel Moon and Gustav Graves. I like them. But the main reason why I enjoy this film is, one, because of Roseanne Pike. She's played as Miranda Frost. She's the agent who basically got James Bond 8 months in prison, had him in there. She's a skilled swordsman. She knows how to fight. I enjoyed the fight with her and Halle Berry. Just wished a little bit longer and had a better depth for Miranda Frost, because she was the star of this movie. She acted her parts. She was there. To me, I thought she was a great James Bond villain. A really, really great James Bond villain. I really wish James Bond fought her at the end. And the sun satellite's not too ridiculous to roll over the entire... roll over the world and all that stuff. And I don't hate that idea. I thought this, for the most part, had a lot of good moments over the bad, and I didn't hate this film at all. I did not. I actually enjoyed some of this, and I actually go back to it sometimes. I like the fencing stuff and all that stuff. And overall, and some of the supporting character like Zhao, who's Colonel Gustav's loyal henchman, I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of creepy looking. What I also didn't like, though, was the Colonel Moon is Gustav Graves because of the surgery thing, and it was stupid. Overall, I enjoyed this film. It's a 7.5 out of 10. I don't hate this film at all. Number 15, none other than For Your Eyes Only. I got the Blu-ray edition on this. And I gotta say, compared to not Diamonds Are Forever, Die Another Day with the Pierce Brosnan one, I give this one an upper edge over the Pierce Brosnan Die Another Day film because of the theme song of this, and Madonna's song might even want to shoot myself. The theme song and For Your Eyes Only, I like it very much. I actually enjoy this one. It's one of my favorite ones of the James Bond theme songs. This one basically, in this entire thing, I wrote it down, sorry, just in case. The plot line is just a transmitter to control nuclear submarines and all that stuff. There is nothing really special about this film because there's not really this film would have been a lot better if they had a great villain behind all this, but really it's just really a villain who's basically, I'm going to sell to the KGB. He's just like a traitor. Not a traitor, a traitor. He's just like, okay, I got this chip. I want to do nothing with it. I'll sell it to the highest bidder and all this stuff. He goes around, but he's not really useful. We also have a James Bond girl called Melina. Everyone loves her chemistry with Roger Moore in this film, but I do not enjoy her work, honestly. She's memorable for just shooting a crossbow, and I don't really like that. There's not really a plot. I do not like the fact that they jump from one scene to another with introducing someone, action scene. And there's this one James Bond girl, BB, kind of creepy. Very young girl, and she's telling him a James Bond, and there's some really creepy parts in this. To me, it's creepy, but still. Overall, this was an enjoyable film, because the action scenes, this was really the best action scene of Roger Moore's, in mine personally. Love the helicopter scene early in the beginning. To me, Roger Moore is a great James Bond, like I said before. The action scenes really saved this movie. The theme song was good, and it had some good between moments, way better, and it had, the CGI effects are way better than Die Another Day. And that's why I give it an edge over Die Another Day, but other than that, Die Another Day would have been on top if they didn't screw up the villain. And this one would have been a lot higher if they actually had a good, strong villain, which they did not. But overall, it's a good film. So, yeah. For your eyes only, or 15 on the list, I gave this a 7.8 out of 10. It's near almost a good film, so check it out. Alright, number 14 is our end. You know everyone, Octopussy. Now, I'm actually shocked of how much I actually enjoyed this film. Octopussy was, to me, it was a pretty dang good James Bond film. Basically, what this entire film is really about is basically jewelry, counterfeit jewelry, and supplying the Russians enough to start a war with the West of America. And in this one, the Octopussy is played by Maudie Adams. She's just basically one of the jewelers in this sense. She's basically a high-tech jeweler, has her own island of women. It's not really a special film, but they have enough action scenes, enough story, enough of a supporting villains. I like Orlov, the supporting villain. The villain, Kama, and Magda, they were pretty cool villains. And overall, about this entire film, I was absolutely genuinely shocked at how much I liked this film. Love the train scene, love the beginning of this. Jaws, oh sorry, not Jaws falling low, sorry. But this was a cool escape on a plane. I enjoyed every single moment of this film, almost, honestly. I gave this a solid 8.3 out of 10. I actually enjoyed this film. So yeah, Octopussy is number 14 on the list. Check it out. Okay, don't hurt me now. Number 13 is under the Moonraker. I have this one on Blu-ray and DVD. And the thing is, though, I actually enjoyed this film. When I heard about Moonraker, everyone said, oh, it's copied off a little bit of Star Wars, that little B.O.B.O. stuff, and the lasers. And that didn't come until like 30 minutes at the beginning of this movie. I know a lot of people don't like this one, also because Jaws reappears. Jaws like basically like a hitman. This villain is called, the villain in this entire thing is called Mr. Drax. Basically, he's trying to not like, he's gonna basically start human extinction. He's gonna have the best and brightest, the best genetics, the best genes of the human people, and the people he declared that are worthy of being the next generation. He puts them in outer space, gonna do like exterminate humankind with like bombs and all that stuff, and bacteria, but not destroying the environment. Sorry about the bomb thing, and not about bombs, but it doesn't affect the environment, but affects everyone else, and people could die. Jaws is in this one. He's hired by Mr. Drax to kill Bond, and yes, Jaws falls in love, but I love it. It had a nice corniness to it, but it was to me this was a really good James Bond film. Now, James Bond, or Roger Moore's James Bond in this case, he's really he actually has like two supporting Bond girls. One name's Corinne Defar, and we also have another one right here. Just give me a second. Oh, Miss Holly Goodhead. I don't mind her chemistry with them. I think they have okay chemistry. Nothing special, but nothing great at all. She's basically knows about all the industrialness of rockets, so he sends her. They join up together. I say one of the most shocking things about this entire film was the death of Miss Corinne, one of the James Bond girls. She gets eaten by dogs. They don't even show it. They just see her running in the woods because she betrayed Mr. Drax, so he sent dogs after her, and all of a sudden you see the dogs go at her and they catch her. That's it. We all know how she died. She either got eaten or mauled or whatever. But that was truly brutal. They kill a girl off, and I was completely shocked. So Moonraker, it's a very good film. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Don't hate me for this, but it's number 13 on the list. It's a good film. Check it out.